Hey guys, good morning. I want to talk about your mind this morning. Your mind and the ability to so easily lose your mind. Sometimes when we get the unexpected that happens, you didn't see it coming, or maybe something not necessarily you didn't see coming, but maybe you're just tortured in your mind about who you are, or maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you hate yourself. And the mind, if it's not focused on the Father, if it's not focused on love, if it's not focused on anything other than itself, is very dangerous in a bad way. I'm going to take me for an example because I would never feed you anything that I haven't eaten myself. So it's easier for me to feed you when I've eaten it. So in my storm, I got to a point that I was losing my mind because I had subconsciously let my storm, my situation, my problem become an idol to me. And although I had identified that it had become an idol, I did not know how to make it unidolistic to me until God started showing me how. And I'm going to tell you how. You don't have to entertain everything that goes through your mind. You don't have to entertain it. You don't have to acknowledge it. You don't have to listen to it. You take the thought in your mind that's bothering you and you ask yourself, is this of God? And is there anything I can do about it? And if it's not from God, you toss it. Because you know it's not from God if it doesn't line up from the Word. As in, you're never going to get out of this. This is all your fault. You are worthless. This is always going to be your life. There's fear. Okay, all of those characteristics are not of the Father. You can throw them in the trash can and you can tell the enemy who's feeding you this BS to go back to the pits of hell where he belongs. Situation, go back to hell where you belong. Doubt, go back to hell where you belong. I didn't think of you. This ain't coming from the Lord. Get out of my business. Get out of my space. If it's a situation or a thought where you're trying to figure out how to control something, why? If you can't do nothing about it anyway, why are you trying to control the direction it's going or its outcome, right? I got to a place in my life where I had to start asking myself, why do I have to be happy? Why am I not happy when I'm not in control? Because throughout my life, I'm 34 years old, I had developed a characteristic of trying to control things in my life because it was a defense mechanism for being hurt, for financially being stable. And I had to ask myself, if control of things is making me miserable, why am I controlling things? If I cannot be happy if I'm controlling something, why? There's so much freedom in hope and faith. There's so much freedom in letting go of control in any situation. I've learned that when I let go of control and I focus my attention on God, I begin to figure out who I am, because focusing on what I'm not only makes me feel bad about myself, only opens the gate for the enemy to put ugly things into my mind, and I lose track of who God wants me to be because I'm focusing on myself. On myself. Take your eyes off of yourself and you won't lose your mind. You gain control of your mind by staying focused on the Father, by staying focused on His promises, by staying focused on things that you can't control, which is mostly everything. Pray always, of course. That's what you can control. Stay in faith. That's what you can control. Have hope. Hope in what? Hope in the Father. I would always ask the Lord, Lord, give me hope today. Give me something to hope for today. Give me a light of hope today. And he would always keep bringing me to have hope in me in the Bible. And I would say, but Lord, that doesn't help. I can't see you. I can't touch you. Hope in you. It does help. Hope is the things that you expect that just suddenly happen. You look forward to something suddenly happening. That's hope. A breakthrough suddenly happening. That's hope. And you have hope when you're in him and it rests your mind. When I would get in my mind turning and turning and turning and turning about something that I couldn't control and I couldn't fix, it would literally beat me into the ground. For what? It wasn't fruitful. It wasn't fixing anything. But when I started having hope in the Father and resting on his promises and knowing that if I had the faith the size of a mustard seed, I could move this situation. When I started saying, fight like a Christian, when I started realizing that my situation was not of the flesh, it was of the supernatural realm, and that it couldn't be fought in the flesh. You can't fight supernatural problems in the flesh. Once it got that through my head, I would make sticky notes, y'all, and I would put it on my mirror in the bathroom. I would put it in my prayer closet to remind myself that God is faithful. This is not the will of the Father. I am a child of the Most High. I do not have to believe every thought that crosses into my mind. I'm not losing my mind unless I choose to lose my mind. And I was going to fight this like a Christian and stand on the promises of God. You get to choose the things you think of. You get to choose the person you're going to be in this storm. And being broken down to the point where all that you have is to lean on the Father brings so much growth, so much peace, that to know that you don't have to control it. You don't have to fix it. He will fix it. It may not look like how you want it to, but he's got your best interest at heart. And the storm, like I made the other day, has already been fixed because he already saw it coming. And he already equipped you with everything you needed to walk through it. Pruning hurts. But what does it do for the plant? It brings the utmost beautiful flowers, growth, buds. You're being pressed for a reason. Why let your mind convince you that you're going crazy? I love y'all. There's a pesky fly flying around my face and I can't focus. I hope I helped you today, and I'll see you later.